Alrighty then. Alright. Testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome to episode 2 of my Justice League fictional game art conceptual art style. So as I said before, this is a conceptual corner. So the idea is, to make conceptual art and ideas based for a game or comic or something that, or a franchise that, it's just basically me just going, well, if I was in charge, and I need to work better on that introduction. So yeah, today we're rounding off the team. So I chose 3 more characters. So we'll go over the first 3 that I started with. So I started with the big 3, and I'm waiting for Windows to stop acting like Windows and start acting like a program, because now it's trying to load stuff and I'm getting annoyed. There we go. I should have had this stuff open before I started the stream, but I'm an idiot and I'm still trying to get this together. So, pardon me for still being a bit unorganized in all of this. Dang it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we started off with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. So right now we have Batman on the screen. So he's kind of the gadgeteer of the team, which is pretty much what he's been since I guess little into the 60s, 70s. And so it wasn't into the 2000s when they started to make him this really start brewing character. Hey, Lorenzo. And so the idea I had with him was that he was kind of a gadgeteer, so he's kind of more close range, with a lot of more gadgeteering stuff in between. So he's using the gadget for most situations. How that would work in gameplay, I would have no idea, but that would be the idea. Next we have Clark, or Superman, or Superboy in this instance, along with the Eradicator, or Emmy. Alright, then. There we go. And so the idea was to kind of start him off at a lower tier, but he eventually will get to that higher tier. So the idea is to start him off as Superboy and then work him into being Superman. So the idea of the story is to kind of center the story around Clark and his adventures in growing into it. So the idea of the Justice League game would be more of an introduction to the world of this DC universe rather than the Justice League itself. The Justice League can come at a certain time, but for the most part, it's going to be kind of more the adventures of Clark as he explores the world. The title of Justice League seemed more appropriate, mainly for the fact that it's more calling it DC Online or DC Fighters or something like that doesn't really catch, I guess you want to put it that way. So I'd use Justice League of America, the JLA, as kind of the jumping point title, and mainly an introduction into the world and everything that goes in it. So this is and Clark is pretty much the vehicle for all of that. So a lot of the story that starts and ends with him. So granted, he's not gonna be like how Marvel's Marvel depicted Kamala as kind of like this world, this bring her back together, savior, prodigy was little resistance being met and why she's there. It was like wow, they didn't. Nobody really questioned why she was there. She was, she was there and she was okay. Awesome. And so that's kind of had me going okay. You would think they would question this character, like why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But they don't do it. And so the idea here is Clark will be kind of questioned. Mainly how do you tell the most powerful teenager in the universe or in the world in this matter what he can and can't do. But the thing is that he's more, like I said, more an optimistic adventurer, kind of bright. He's not being this a lot of the brewing nature that most characters you see. So hopefully that's something I could pan out as I go further down the road. Was this hypothetical game. The last is Wonder Woman, which she's still a work in progress. The idea is it's more, instead of investing in the mythological, I'm invested more in the technological with Wonder Woman. So that's why she's an android for this iteration. But we also did bring in more of her mother and more the reason why Wonder Woman is a robot to begin with, rather than a person. Oh, a person. My apologies. Soda's not getting soda. It's got to me. But and those are the kind of semi introductions for those characters for this episode. If you like, you can check out Concept Corner Episode 1 for more of the details for all the characters and more of the background and ideas that went with them. We will come back and visit it because we are gonna do more than one iteration of these characters. That's why this is why it's a Concept Corner. These are all just initial designs and concepts for them. Obviously, that's what we're doing here. And then so today we're going to do round out the three extra cast members for this, and two of them you know, and one of them you may not know. The first two you know is going to be Plastic Man and Black Canary, or Black Canary and Plastic Man, whichever is more prominent in your mind. The last one is actually a character that came about, I do believe. I'm trying to see her publication. The publication was I do believe, in the 90s. So it kind of started in the 90s, I think. The Power Company, and the character's name is Skyrocket. And then, interesting enough, I guess I didn't really look hard enough. I'm hoping I didn't really look hard enough, but I was having trouble trying to find more information for that character. She's an African American Navy pilot. I believe she's a fighter pilot, but they call her an aviator for whatever reason. I'm not sure what the difference is, but okay. Because if it sounds like she's an actual aviator, an actual pilot. What's different is that there's little to no extra information or images other than the initial ones I find. I had to the only way I was gonna find more on her was to actually look up the Power Company, which is the name of the group that she's in. It's called the Power Company. Which was a part of DC, and I think the idea with the Power Company is that they're a kind of like a corporation. They're a corporation-led company, and they're basically they kind of do cases on some on pro bono cases, some that are paid for. It's kind of like Heroes for Hire, but more of a group dynamic, and then. And this is why I was having problems trying to find that particular character. Because there's just not really too much for that character. It's like, well, this is interesting. So I figured out, aside from having an interesting story and background for this character, I felt that we could kind of use more the characters that are not really well known in DC, or I guess, or if we go to over to Marvel, but mainly for DC, since this is a DC character, a DC related item. She's, I guess, I'm not sure what happened, because they don't really, I don't see any more stuff with her, other than the Power Company, and that's about it. And then it's like they had Green Lantern in her origin story, mainly because he shows up to say to more or less to save the day. But beyond that, there's no extra stuff that I've seen with her, and I really haven't gone through all of the Power Company issues. There's just unfortunately I can't really just go to my nearest comic book shop and just read all the back issues. I have to buy them. So. And I'm trying to find music like an idiot that you guys can't hear, but I can hear. So yeah, so it's kind of an interesting, kind of unusual why they don't, that she's not more prominent and stuff, because then they're trying to, I guess, be more diversified. But I guess that's just me. So. So we're probably gonna start with well, we are going to start with Plastic Man, because he's among all of them. Plastic Man should be the easiest to concept, mainly because it's Plastic Man, and you can just make a shit for him. so so if you have any questions or comments or what have you, just let me know. I'll try to answer them as best I can. But I don't think Plastic Man is going to be too much different from his comic book incarnation. I mean, he's still more or less the Joker, the jokester of the group, the comedic relief. He's still invested in being that particular person. I think the difference was this Plastic Man is that uh, he's less of a hero, more well, not even less of a hero. It's more like he starts off with Themyscira Inc. working as a search and rescue operator, which is basically where how we meet Skyrocket in this version, in this iteration. The only one that's not a part of Themyscira Inc. would obviously Batman and Superman and Superboy to some extent, but um, and Black Canary. Black Canary would be more of a Batman ally than Themyscira Inc. So the idea is that the Power Company is more of an affiliation with Themyscira Inc. and Plastic Man is one of those characters. There may be occasional dead silence, mainly because I'm kind of trying to think what I want to do with the characters, and I apologize ahead of time for that stuff. But I'm thinking about it. It's just I have to, because I also have to think of civilian characters, villain characters, extraordinary races, and what have you. Um, so not every race is gonna be evil. Not every race is gonna be good. Some are gonna be in between, or some are gonna be start off bad, but eventually become good. Um, but I'm welcome to suggestions, and if anybody knows any kind of set characters or something that I miss in the DC universe, since everything's kind of vast. Now I don't know how many people know what Plastic Man looks like. But then, I know Plastic Man kind of tends to be able to do quite a bit. You know, he can stretch. Probably he probably can do better than Mr. Fantastic. And but I think it's just that's mostly the creativity of the character. Like I don't know too many people who draw the ears. Like draw the ears, damn it! Do the rough sketch. I see some. Well, I take that back. There are people who do that. I'm just being nauseous or fictitious. So I guess here was Plastic Man. He was still a criminal, but I'm just trying to remember Plastic Man's origin story because I should have watched. See, because Plastic Man, his name is Patrick Eel O'Brien, orphan at 10, lived on the streets for a long while. And when he got his powers, he was doused with he was shot in the shoulder and doused with a large drum of an unidentified chemical liquid. Man, he pretty much. Yeah. So he was still a common criminal, but and like his the origin story where he basically like he got left by his crew, you know, to take the fall and what have you. I'll probably I would add more to that, maybe an unrequited love for the mom boss's daughter or something, and so kind of get more to the story rather than just he got a he was in a gang, the crime went wrong, and etc. etc. And so that's what I'm thinking. It's like he had something for mom boss's daughter. The mom boss didn't really like that, so they cooked up a plan that'll get him that'll get the police involved. They doused him with a chemical X, since that seems to be the go-to chemical for things, for transformations of all types. Chemical X. You turn lizards into lizard man. Chemical X. And yeah, I know I'm being a dork, but if I could actually put music, guys, I would. I'm trying to find something different than the weird goggles he has. He has this weird kind of old shade. These weird kind of look like glasses that you wear for eye protection or chemical eye protection, which he doesn't really need. But I get the idea he wants to hide his face without having to put on a ridiculous domino mask. But so I'm thinking maybe more. Oh, no worries, dude. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to do this every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. Start times here can either be between 5 and 6. Today we started at 6, well, a little after 6, but 6 nonetheless. We will try to go as long as we can, talking about the characters and ideas. If you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to ask. And I'll try to read them as they come. If it gets to the point where there are more people talking than I can actually read, I'll probably have to put it on slowdown. But I don't see that happening quite too soon. But as I said, today we're going to be working with Plastic Man, Black Canary, and Skyrocket. And as I said before, there's quite frankly not a lot of material for Skyrocket, which is kind of frustrating when you're trying to do the research required for characters. And I should have done a little bit more. So I think my idea with Plastic Man would be more to give him this kind of spec shades. So you can't really see his eyes, which is pretty much his current iteration, but it's a little bit better than Goofy goggles. So kind of trying to give it this Bruce Timm kind of feel. Mind you, I can't draw Bruce Timm, so don't expect me to do that, because it's like, yeah, can he do Bruce Timm? No, I can't. Kind of play with a little with his sideburns, just have fun with his design, his idea. Maybe give him a little hair slick, Again, Plastic Man can mold and shape himself any way he wants. He can make himself a dress, weapons, what have you. I think one time he made himself like a giant bazooka. I think it's been forever since I really read anything with Plastic Man. But it's fun to watch people come up with ideas and how he can transform. I think he can even impersonate people, kind of like Clayman, Clayface. but I don't think he can imitate things like voices. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I look like I'm drawing. So just kind of have fun. Fun was the idea. Just kind of have Plastic Man be more or less from the the comic relief of the group. He's not serious, but he can do his job. So, as I said, rather than being a solo act, he's in this iteration or this hypothetical Justice League story game. I don't know. I'm probably sure he's done it before, and it's Plastic Man. We have no clue where exactly his powers leave him. You know. Yeah, and unlike his other iterations, he sports a 6 pack. So I looked at his old suit, and they haven't changed his suit in forever, because I think that's what, like, basically like what he started out with is what he still has on. So it's kind of like this weird V with strings in between kind of look, and that's the style they have for him. And I've seen some people do some different stuff for him, but hey, Cap, check it out for a bit on a break. Yeah, I should probably shrink his head too. Like, hey, make his head big. Yeah, why not? Oh, thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah. Yeah. I think I told you guys earlier. I lost a sub here on YouTube, so I'm down from 60 to 59 again. I'm like, curses. And so hoping to build a sizable crew. Yeah. Like I think I was mentioning them earlier. I'm having an incredibly tough time was actually finding stuff for Skyrocket, which is one of the characters I was going to be drawing here in a bit. There's like surprisingly little information for the character. I mean, not information, but more like material where the character is in. Other than her Power Company debut in comic series this year is in, you'll hear a bit about her, but you don't. But she's not really in anything, and I can't find too much for her. I really can't go to my local comic shop and read all the back issues. It's like, hey, you got to pay for that, son. Okay. Sky Rocket. Unless my Google Fool just sucks. Let's see here. So, I think kind of bring up that V a bit. Kind of make it more like a collar rather than They do. I looked around, but there's not like too many. I guess pictures of the character, and I'm just like, yeah. I found the encyclopedia for her, but what I was looking for more was more for like reference pictures, so that I can see like how the armor is put together, so I can figure out how to do more stuff for her. Like, and that's what I was having problems with. Like, I really couldn't get like backside. Then I recently found something in the Power Company, the comic that she's in. I found more stuff for her there. I was like, wow, there's not a lot for this character for whatever reason. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do more with her or not. And again, as I said, I'm just assuming my Google full sucks. And that's what it's starting to look like. My Google full sucks. But the team, like I said, I ran it off the team. Was Plastic Man. While trying not to copy Command Com, I'm thinking as a good comic relief with character, Plastic Man would fit that role quite well as the, you know, comedy of the group. You know, he's just putting in random humor into it and into a situation, and I think that would be the best ideal use of the character. Not just that, he's kind of one of the more powerful characters that doesn't really use his powers in that manner. So potentially, Plastic Man can kick the tin can out of quite a ton of characters. He just doesn't do it. You know. So we're gonna kind of give him more suit look, less of his old look. Kind of keep his old look in there in some way. Yeah. I do believe both did it, but I don't know because I know there are encyclopedias like encyclopedia guides to Marvel and DC characters and their powers and their public when they were public and their publications. But it's more that the character hasn't really been in use, I guess, which is why I really can't find too much for her. I don't know. It just kind of, like I said, it's either me or there's not really too much that the character has been used other than what she was in, other than the Power Team, and the Power Team really hasn't been a thing in forever because there's no 52 version of her as far as I know. Like, she wasn't in the New 52 universe, so they just kind of stopped using her after New 52, I do believe. Which is kind of when the 2000s kind of hit for us, so. Yep, we'll make this. We don't have to have that all the way there, down there. Yeah. You could probably find them at like a Barnes and Nobles or somewhere or Book of Millions or one of those places that carries their stuff. Not just trade paperback backs and what have you. You could probably also find it on their websites, any of their vending websites, I guess, and maybe even Amazon, Amazon Books. It's like I said, the character. I don't like. It's like I said. It's either me just not having enough Google full to really find the character on my own, um, or she just really didn't get used after the new 52 came to be. And he has a big old foot. Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave it up. Put on some actual tools. So yeah. So like I said, he will be a part of the current like the current power team for this universe. So the idea, like I said, the power team is more of a search and rescue for Themyscira Inc. So kind of not make that calf too crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and for everybody that's joined in, if you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell when I have it. Again, as I said, we're gonna try and do this every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. Um, I need to stop answering my. So that's kind of like a first iteration idea. So like I said, we'll come back to him. We'll come back to all these characters and try to improve on what the single idea is for. So most I've ever seen for these type of things is that shit. What was? Hang on one sec. Yeah. So I think more like shades for his eyewear rather than the weird goggle thing. So I think that helps. Kind of give him that pointy chin that he kind of has. And like I said, kind of keep Plastic Man the the goofy comic relief. Kind of have his shades be more kind of this spade looking thing. Just so kind of more. Kind of have this Popeye looking fist attack he does. You know, he's kind of mimicking old cartoons when he does his thing. So he's doing like a Popeye fist and what have you. Actually, I could have way too much fun with this character like if I sat there and really just mess with him. He doesn't have to be a Deathpool character, but he can be comedic and just do stuff. Change the density in his elasticity and what have you. So when he's dropping what looks like weights, he's literally dropping actual weight. Like it says 100 ton, he's actually dropping 100 ton. He's not doing that just for comedic style. It's really 100 tons of weight being dropped in one area. Well, maybe not 100 ton, but like maybe 10 ton or something like that. Something that that's within the grasp of his powers, because since he can control the elasticity, the density, and the tensile strength of his body. So it's kind of crazy. But he does it in such comedic fashion. You can't help but have fun with his character, and that's the way I want people to see this character. If this in this hypothetical game, if you play this hypothetical game, you're going to have quite a bit of fun playing with Plastic Man, because he's just there being the comic relief of the entire series. You're I want you to have fun. This is you having fun with a character that's just being a cartoon calamity everywhere he goes. So, like I said, ideas. Yeah. So, like I said, this is still first iteration of the character. Maybe some ghosts in the future. So that's Plastic Man. Next on our list, we're gonna work with Black Canary. So like I think I mentioned earlier, we're gonna just try and round off the cast. So 3 male, 3 female characters. So right now we covered all the male characters, which is Clark, Bruce, and Plastic Man. And the round out the group will be Wonder Woman, Black Canary and Skyrocket. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna start off with Black Canary, or we'll start off. We're gonna continue our conceptual escapation here with Black Canary. So Black Canary is going to be of course, a Batman ally. So I don't really see too much change in her storyline unless they made changes. Which, now that I think about it, I should probably look up because I'm an idiot who doesn't who forgot to look up Black Canary because I make assumptions that I know Black Canary. Yeah. So, well, okay, then I wasn't wrong. So basically, Black Canary is just descended from more heroes. So her mom was a hero, her great grandmother was a hero, and then so she's a hero. So she's kind of just following in her footsteps. Canary Scream and all. Uh, of course, Batman has found a way to equip her with some extra gadgets, so she's not completely um, um, defenseless as far as technology is concerned. Yeah, and then like most iterations, she's mainly a street brawling character. So it's not like she's gonna go out and fight Darkseid. I mean, she has before, but since this is just beginning universe, she's not gonna really tackle huge stuff like that. So you're talking more like homegrown villains and what have you. Most of her whatever gallery rogue gallery she had beforehand, and then and plus any of the villains that incur for this game, which I need to really start working on, thinking on those two because I would more or less need a central villain for the story, and I was kind of pulling from New Frontier, so it's kind of just a new made up villain. So it's just more them fighting a new villain type set that are not green aliens or green reptile aliens, maybe. Any questions so far, guys? And if you just made it to the channel, thank you for coming by. If you like what you see, you can hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and we'll keep doing this every Wednesday. Somewhere starting the start time will usually be somewhere between 5 and 6 p.m. And we just go on for as long as we can. Hopefully not too long to most people. And then so this is me working on my own hypothetical Justice League game idea. Mainly just a game art. I don't think we can do any of the 3D stuff because I have no idea how we're gonna do that. And no, just because you name something Black Canary doesn't black was black in front of it doesn't mean it's gonna automatically be a black character. So quit asking. Until don't put that in your head, please. But yeah, like I said, I was thinking something along the lines of the aliens from or the aliens or the entity from New Frontier. It's just something that's made for the series, so this would be something made for the game. So this also makes it a little bit easier when it comes to explaining characters fighting different things, because Clark, even though Clark is still a kid, he's still the most powerful teenager according to the story. So him knocking normal people around would be a thing, I guess, for some people. It's like, why is this kid knocking? So I'm thinking like an alien threat or invasion. So it's kind of also ties into Clark being, he's not from here, and kind of wondering about himself and what have you. So mostly what the story that's mostly been told thousands of times for the character. Well, almost, because Emmy, which is the Eradicator unit for this universe, has basically been Clark's nanny for like forever, I guess, in terms of the comics. So he kind of knows, but he's just kind of not sure how people are gonna take it that he's an alien. And then aliens show up, we're like actual evil aliens. He's like, ah, shit. Well, not cursing, but. I'm gonna have to work on that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. And I do plan to introduce other characters, but they'll kind of be just more part of the story rather than uh, than just be something straight up playable. Because I'm learning that some of these because I'm figuring out that some of these characters aren't going to be too easy to put in the game, like the Flash. Like I'm kind of realizing that yeah, I don't think we can put the Flash in the game. He would beat everybody up before anybody has a chance to do anything. Like, oh wait, I was like, did you need me to beat up somebody? Oh, sorry, I beat up like 20, 40 people before you guys even had moved. So that's the issue was the Flash, which is why I'm not putting the Flash in this game. It was like in this hypothetical game because I just me realizing yeah he would be hard to do mainly because you would have to have Flash hold back the entire time and be as way slower than most of his incarnations. Or and and speed is essentially Barry's game. You know that's always been Barry's thing. It's like speed. I mean, because even if I limit him to Mach 1, he would still be faster than the average person can actually see or react to in any case and form. And there just wouldn't be any room for him to be really useful as far as a playable character. So I'm thinking. I know, Cap. But like I said, it's just that's what the issue I'm looking at is like, yeah. Uh, it's just a Hardlock. Hardlock. Yeah. The Flash would just be too fast for the to be used in a comic. I mean, not in a comic, in a video game. In a comic, we can, make stuff up, but I see it as kind of hard to do when it comes to a comic. I mean, a video game. So I wouldn't know how to match it, how to really keep that speed down, without people wondering why didn't he just speed up and knock everybody out. That's a good question. So kind of like built-in knuckle dusters into her gloves. So she's adding more force when she punches. Or the pain. The pain. And as I said, she would most definitely be a Batman ally. And so when you meet her, she's beating up small time crooks and what have you. So I'm thinking she's also not so much a bar owner, but she's like one of those pub singers. Comes in with her guitar to a pub or somewhere, and she just kind of jams. Kind of goes with her whole canary cry. It's like, oh, she's a canary, she can cry. Yeah, but she can also sing, dude. That's what I'm thinking. She's basically a traveling musician, yeah, or maybe like a wedding singer. No, I'm kidding. But she would still be like I guess the great grandkid of the original Black Canary in this universe. Just kind of hasn't really lived up to it until the start of this fictional game storyline. Keeps in shape for the most part. It's like I said, most of her gear is given to her by Batman. So, um, but she kind of refuses to get any more help from him. So, being able to protect the back of her head is head protection hasn't really been addressed for her. But the thing is that she tends to clear a room with her voice in it to begin with. So, the jacket is a caliber. Uh, it's kind of tear proof, kind of little multiple resistance. So can't really be cut with a knife. Can't really be shot with a up to a certain amount, up to a certain caliber. Maybe the resistance level is like up to 45. Anything above 45 ACP would probably tear the jacket to shreds. Again, I don't remember all my calibers. It's like because once we start getting into rifle rounds, you lost me. And so I'm still thinking on her boots because most of the iterations with her have usually been kind of these buccaneer boots. They've changed it a couple of times in the past. Yeah, like high, but most of the time they kind of leave her in high heels. And then, in some recent ones, they kind of just gave her this weird superhero combat book looking ish thing. But most of the time, most of her iterations are just her in Buccaneer boots. Pretty much Captain America, Captain Buccaneer boots with heels. It's like, okay, hey. So I think I'll probably do more. It's still a heel, but it's not a stiletto crazy thing. Maybe something. So. And again, like I said, this is the first iteration of the idea, so. Who knows what we might change it to. And of course, we don't want to forget the fishnet. Which I need to do more. So, kind of the idea. I don't think Canary has a symbol, does he? Symbol or logo. They said didn't see any. Could be wrong. No, I'm not seeing any. Do. So I'm kind of thinking, you can kind of see her for the force of her canary. Kind of a high collar. Kind of another bomber jacket-ish type deal. More leather jacket. But as I said, it's kind of has some built-in extra features, kind of tear resistant, knife resistance, you know. So I'm thinking maybe that seems to be the logo she wanted. So on the zipper, and let's see. So she has a belt, kind of like Batman. Again, this is stuff given to her by Batman. So even the suit has some protection. Hair extends out to the back, I guess. Yes. Each belt has its own compartment. Has this little lock that locks right into the suit. Again, gloves have kind of this knuckle duster. I mean, it's pretty common, but I guess on some gloves, especially when it's riding gloves for motorcycles and whatnot, at least the ones I've seen. But these are kind of plated to deal with people. And I can't spell today. Also thinking that inside the glove, kind of like these two contacts that can work as a portable zap. I don't know. You may want to ask Cap that one. So kind of this contact. I would have to look up the voltage for tasers and see how much I can compact that. Oh no, that came out of nowhere. It's like that's why I'm going. What? But I'm thinking, like I said, these kind of contacts in the palm that if you grip it right, grip it in a certain way, you can shock the living tar out of people. Was it? So it has to be like actual contact with skin, I guess. That's how maybe the sensor picks up something. No, it would be kind of crazy trying to shake people's hand. Was it? So there would probably have to be a kill switch somewhere on the glove. So like maybe when she So like when she's like putting on the collar cuff, she's really turning on the electric buzz in it, so it can buzz people when she needs it. Kind of Jokerish in this manner, but it still works. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna shock the crap out of you in the middle of a fight. Have fun. I don't know. Maybe some kind of a yes. Yes, they are. Like I said, I'm just adding to her sheet. But this, like I said, this is all of this is just like a primary concept. So as we go along, we're gonna further change. There gonna more likely going to be more changes to the characters and the models as we go forward. Was the idea as we go forward into this. So everything. So these are all like again just first iterations for characters. No. Where'd you get feed from, sir? But yeah, so I'm thinking she'll also have something Batman whipped up. So she's kind of a semi gadget person. So I'm thinking she. I don't know if you guys ever seen the CW version of the CW show, but I kind of like a canary. Kind of like a canary pellet, I guess you want to put it that way. So it's kind of like this little mini boombox thing that that you can draw on the floor, and it creates a kind of like a sonic landmine type deal. Not enough to kill anybody, but it's enough to incapacitate people. Which is basically, I think that's the idea what I had with Batman. Is that he's not killing anybody, he's incapacitating you hardcore. It's like, you know. And again, that's why I mentioned with Batman that I built him up more as a gadget person, and that's why his suit has a lot more protective gear on it. So like, if you're gonna slam him with a baseball bat, the bat's gonna break in two. Batman's gonna keep going. You're just looking at the bat like, how the hell? You know, you swing a steel pipe, and the pipe just kind of bounces off of him, and he's still going. You're like, he's not human, because the idea is he's creating fear through tactics, and so Batman's using all his gear to make it look like he's superhuman when he's really not. You know. So I guess that's the idea was Batman is that he would be more of a Sherlock Holmes using theatrics to stun his enemies to put that put the fear of God in his enemies that so when he shows up there's more to fear about him than there really should be. You're not thinking you're fighting a man, you're thinking you're fighting some kind of person, superhuman being or what have you. And again, it's just theatrics. He's using technology to build himself up more than he really is. Without having to make himself look too scary to save for innocent people, what have you. So it's kind of taken like from New Frontier, where Batman kind of points out, when I set out to do this, I set out to scare criminals and bad guys and corrupt politicians and cops and what have you. I didn't set out to scare kids, So that's the idea. Was my Batman is that he's already taken that into account. He's like, okay, the suit is to make, while it's on a grand scale of theatrics, it's used to kind of present a presentation of superhumanness and kind of evaluate him to a point of a kind of the superstition that he hopes he's banking on that idea that he can create himself a superstition, which is for the most part working. He really is, making himself more of a legend, an urban legend than he was initially thought of, and it was working. So when I introduce the Joker's going to be more his Moriarty than to his Sherlock Holmes, rather than this super agent of chaos that does whatever he wants Joker. So the idea, I guess, with my Joker is that he's psychotic. He's a nutsoid. But the thing is he's still a nutsoid was a set of more I guess moral his own morals or ethics or whatever you want to call them, and so it's like, yeah, I'll kill. It's like all you grown men, yeah, I'll slaughter you, each and every last one of you. We're not, when it comes to kids, not happening, or when it comes to some women, yeah, not happening. He's not gonna attack. He's so most of this Moriarty Joker is going to be, kind of this back and forth between Batman and Joker without without really beating the dead horse into the ground. I guess you would put it that way, because we all seen Joker be, he's this large agent of chaos, and as the Dark Knight Returns has put it out, some people just want to see the world burn. In this case, I'm trying to kind of make more interesting Joker without having to tread the same tread that everybody else has done. If we Nabbit, the Batman can be happy. Sheesh. See, there's your feet, Lorenzo. If you like what you see, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, dude. You can still hit the dislike. If you would like to subscribe, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I'll be on every Wednesday, in the time either starting at 5 or at 6, and then we'll just go as long as we can. With whatever character ideas. Right now I am introducing the 3 extra characters that will go into this hypothetical Justice League game. So I've already introduced Plastic Man. I'm currently working on or my version of Plastic Man rather. I'm currently working on my version of the Black Canary, and just pulling out ideas and writing things down and seeing what will connect and what won't connect. And if you guys have any questions or comments or something you want to point out to me, just let me know. I'll try to answer them as best I can, or talk about it as best I can. So that's kind of the gist of what I had with Black Canary. So she's basically, and she starts off as just being a barroom singer that doesn't want to have anything to do with superhero, even though her mother and great grandmother were superheroes in their time. So it's not like superheroes haven't existed. It's just most of them were doing their work in secret. And so by the time of the present, this current Diana doesn't really have any interest in it. It's not until a set of certain events that happen that eventually sets her into the path of being the Black Canary, or the new Black Canary for that age. So, and we're going to introduce the last character for this hypothetical Justice League game. The character is called Skyrocket. I should have pulled up some reference for her, but I don't have any pulled down. But if Captain Harlock could put a link, I got the link. I should have the link. I can put the link. Why does it keep doing that? That's the character. Um, Celia Forsto. Forsto. Uh, she was a Navy fighter pilot. That according to the story, she got denied a promotion or being moved up the chain of command. Uh, Even though she was qualified. And I guess the assumption is because of sexism and racism. But it looks more like sexism rather than racism. And we can't have women being at this top tier place. Okay, whatever. But I guess in this version, she served in the Navy, flying colors and all that, honorable discharge and what have you, and went to work for Themyscira Inc., working with her parents. Her parents are still alive in this one, unlike the power company version of her, or the current version of her, where her parents died due to people wanting her parents' technology, which is the Argo harness. The thing is, looking at it, is super bulky uh, from top to bottom, but they gave her like this skin tight outfit. I'm like, and with an open top helmet, it was like, okay. So, surprisingly, I really didn't find a lot of extra comics that she's in other than the Power Company, and her one solo book where it introduces her. Um, so I guess for this, it may maybe rewrap more of the harness itself, rather other than the extra bits I did for the changes for the character. So she's gonna run out the cast, and she's essentially the character that really hasn't shown up in any other material. So she's gonna be the wild card, I guess, or the wild card I expended. Hmm. So, a lot of these characters are going to start out with Themyscira Inc. As the idea is that Themyscira Inc. is going to be kind of the main, one of the main companies aside from Wayne Tech or Wayne Enterprises. Just so we don't have Wayne Enterprises being everywhere in every iteration being the sole force of good. It's like, come on, there's got to be more than that. So, from what I've understood of the Argo harness is that it kind of absorbs different sorts of energies, electrical, fire, what not have you, and it can convert that source into something else. So things like flying and what not have you can happen with this suit. Uh, or the harness, I guess. In the current depiction of her, as I said, she was thinking about getting out of the Navy because mainly they were stonewalling her from a promotion higher because sexism, I guess. Because it was a weird thing. It's like I read it. It's like, okay, she got denied a promotion because she's too qualified. It's like, yeah, that sounds like some bullshit right there to me. But probably common, all too common, where somebody makes bullshit reason to deny somebody something or deny certain people something here and there, and so it's not just women and black people who get denied stuff too. So it's everybody that sees this type of thing happen to them, or you're denied something solely because this person has an axe to grind with you. You know, it's like you're not getting this promotion because stuff. But here was this version of her. She doesn't really suffer that that type of thing. So the idea here is that honorable discharge and all, and she went to work for Themyscira Inc. Working their search and rescue. So you're gonna hear a lot of that for Themyscira Inc. Is that they're gonna be doing a lot of search and rescue. That's I think that's the theme I built on for Themyscira Inc. Is that they do primarily a lot of search and rescue. You have arrived. How's it going, Mr. Han? Not feeling too lonely today, are we? Oh. Came for the pretty ladies. Oh, no worries, man. So like I said, you know, this is something I'm starting. You know, it's kind of as I mentioned before. This is a conceptual artwork for a fictional game that will never exist, I guess. So I'm just going over to characters. I'm actually in the middle of a character that really hasn't seen a lot of limelight, I guess, or spotlight. The character's name is Skyrocket. She's a DC character that was made for the Power Company. I think it started in kind of like late '90s. Because it doesn't give me. Let me see if I can get the publication date. Power Company. DC Comics. Alright, Power Company. Oh, I take that back. It was actually the early 2000s. It started from April 20. Started from April 2002 to 2003. Oh man. And it just Skyrocket really didn't make it. Didn't really see a lot of light. I think, and when New 52 arrived, she really wasn't in that either. At that, because I didn't see a New 52 version of her. They just kind of left her out. Ah, yeah, I had to look up the Power Company first to more the Power Company just to find more instances of this character. and then so it's a bit of a slight change in her origin from her I guess her main continuity origin. So here she kind of rather than suffering from things. So I, from what I've read, it looks more like I guess she was denied a promotion due to I guess sexism, which is like okay, and some say it was also racism, but I kind of somewhat disagree with it because it seems more like it's more about about female pilots in the or getting promotions ahead of her because the naval officer kind of pretty much made it you're qualified because you're too qualified, we can't really put you in there because then it'll set up unreasonable expectations, like me going that's kind of bullshit. You just don't want to give her the job. And then but here the idea is that she this honorably discharged from the Navy, join what would be Thirsker Inc. for this universe, and she's assistant in the search and rescue unit that will comprise of her Plastic Man and a few faceless helpers, I guess, and along with the Wonder Woman, which in this universe is an android that's being used for search and rescue, and then her parents are still alive on like her main version where they got killed in an explosion by bad guys. So, cool. As I looked at the suit is kind of clunky and kind of weird. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pop out the chat because I need to look at the reference for. Okay, there we go. Okay. Pin chat. You can now pin a message to the top of your live chat for readers to read. Got it. So the suit itself is kind of like this big harness that there's no bottom half to it. There's just like this top that fills the upper part of the chest, then the shoulders, and kind of the back, and then into the and a little bit into the back of the head, and with a visor in front. And I'm like, yeah, that's not really covering too much. So I think when I'm creating the suit here, so it's kind of more of a one piece, I guess. Now will be more. So I would move the star from the chest to the head, or something to that effect. So we kind of have it. So kind of like the Batman. My interpretation for Batman, there's more protection for the back of the head. So kind of like this dragon scale type looking piece in the back of the head. Maybe not so freaking huge, but Because originally I was thinking more kind of like a liquid metal uh, suit, which I'm not sure how well that would work. And I think the main issue would be trying to avoid being Iron Man in the situation. Thank you. Which gallery? Like I have two. Safe for work or not safe for work? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Hmm. Because even if I pull the, it's just that I don't want to add hair and or back of the head too much. Hmm. Cool. Oh, I've been working on improving where I can. I guess because I've also been drawing muscle bound ladies for quite a while. So everybody's like, "Oh, hey, you can draw muscle women." Yes, yes, I can. I guess also, that's also why my male characters tend to suffer some. Hmm. Just not me just trying to find an idea for this helmet. Maybe I'll just chalk it up to it having a force field and call it a day. Mm. Yeah, we'll do that. She's wearing a force field. Kind of keep this her visor more. Yes, I am. I'm still currently open for commissions. So so you're ready. So you're open. So you're looking for a commission. I am open. I'm just hoping to kind of make more of a product later on, so that so instead of commissions being my overall thing I do, I'm more introducing the product that you guys love. So I kind of made her hair more wavy, um, than her current incarnation, just to separate the two. So people are going, "Oh, this is the carnation." You know, if anybody looks at this. All right, man. All right, so I'm kind of scrapping this idea. And again, this is first iteration stuff, so don't take this as the final product or final idea. So I think I turned the Argo harness into the Argo suit, so it's one piece of technology rather than uh, a Hispanic suit was suit parts on top. And because the character is made to look more patriotic character, so that's gonna be her thing here. So, but we're gonna move the star a little over here, and then just kind of make it look like a shooting star. There's little stars in between. So red, white, and blue. Great color scheme. Maybe have one here. Kind of the Captain America-ish look deal to her. Well, I mean, this is an idea, so don't. So, like I said, the idea of the suit, from what I've understood, the material is that it absorbs one form of energy to convert it into another. So it could take thermodynamics and what was essentially thermodynamics, I guess. So it's taking fire and turning that energy into electricity, or electricity into fire. Or it can take I guess expand the amount of kinetic energy in one area and crush something with it, like a tin can. But she's also found a way to use that energy. Anymore to do things like flight and what have you. And I can't draw thumbs today, or hands for that matter. You know, and quite honestly, I think we could use more patriotic looking characters, but. Not leave Captain America quarter in putting a monopoly in that one area. Gonna have to work on that feet turn. So the idea is this is the glove, and it kind of just slips on, so, and it connects to the rest of the suit. So maybe kind of have this all kind of come together into this one suit. So kind of electric Superman type of look, but I don't know if anybody remembers that version of him. Cool. Well, like I said, this is a concept corner, so maybe when I'm done with my hypothetical Justice League game, I'll do a fantasy game too. So, you know, maybe one day do a magical girl game too. You know, just have fun with it. Something Sailor Moonish, I guess, without actually being Sailor Moon. There you go. Yeah, 6, 7. It's about to be 8. So we might actually finish earlier today, because I was actually expecting to take longer on these characters, and I really didn't take that much longer on the initial sketches. Especially with Plastic Man, because Plastic Man it was just kind of easy. And let me put him up again. So see, that's my idea for Plastic Man. But I guess we can do her without the helmet on. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, this surprisingly not a lot was for that she's in. So I'm hoping that they're doing more with her now. With a lot of the coming things they're doing in for DC. Uh, and I think we got with our first bot of the night. Hey Lorenzo, you wanna nuke the bot? So right now I'm just kind of pouring in some more ideas and her looks and feel for the character in universe, I guess. I'll probably need to try and do a subscribe star or maybe another Patreon page if I can for this. You know, if you guys like what you see and kind of want to support it, support me going forward. That way I can just keep creating content. Just kind of more work on her features, I guess. Which I'll probably be doing with the rest of them to kind of work more of their features and more of their looks and what have you. So if you like what you're seeing, you can hit the like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you don't like what you're seeing, I apologize, dude. You can always hit the dislike. I'm gonna try and be on every Wednesday, starting somewhere either 5 or 6 p.m. And we'll go on as far as we can. Sometimes it'll be an hour, sometimes it may be 2, sometimes it may be 3. So we're kind of hitting the end of this, because next week I want to try and start on the villains, at least the main villain for this game, for this hypothetical game. And so I want to sit down and kind of brew on that idea. I appreciate y'all coming, and I will see you guys next week here at 5. Either at 5 or at 6, and we'll go as long as we can. But so thank you for showing up, and you all have a good night.